you can come back over because
Oh, bless
it's,
you.
go back over to YouTube. I'm going to be showing you in just a second. It lags a little behind. Okay, now I'm going to get up and make the announcement.
This room is like this.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Or maybe they were going to get a computer.
It's so nice. It's so nice.
Yes. So,
But she loves this church so much. She loves it. Well, all the love the church so much.
you had a child in Japan?
Yeah, I have
Is it back?
Nah.
He's still there?
He moved there.
He moved there?
Yeah,
He likes it, huh?
he loves it there.
What does he do?
He works in a company that does paraffin, I don't know what it is. So, something for the oil, for the petroleum. So,
But to be a part like that,
huh?
to be a part like that,
Well, I had to do it when I came from Cuba.
move over
And you
there.
too, and you too.
You don't have anything like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Do you have family here?
Oh, I have a lot of relatives in Miami and in California. But in New Orleans,
No.
no. So, and Jeffrey, my other son, live in Houston. So we just
They
ordered
spread all over. Huh? They
Yeah.
go sit in front.
Yes.
Relatively tall person. We need to take this down so we can see the projection. Yeah, so on this chair, and I'll be on this. No, get on the chair. No, we just got to take this down. Okay. I'm still on. Somebody can every switch here is over here. We need to get to know.
I need, yeah.
Somebody who's pushing.
So glad it's coming. Whenever I put this stuff in fact, my mom bought me a coat when I was like in 7th grade.
Projects.
It's big, so I would not grow it right away, right? It was still too big on me when I graduated high school. I hated the thing. Still didn't fit. Never got bigger.
It was looking good, so here I don't think we should.
She just thought you were going to all shoot off.
Yeah.
Very comfortable. I don't know. I'm short on blood. Ever since I bled out, I put on the jacket and go to the bed. Pretty to bed.
She had to sit over. She'd always do the coffee and sit in that room. The only time she came in here for Brian's, what do you call it, recital here at the end of Milko.
Yeah.
And with some friends, she played duets and stuff. And she comes and tried to listen, and she got an accident cat, and my friend had to take her home. She couldn't even finish seeing the whole thing. My sister,
Yeah.
she's actually, Susan is driving right today. I said, I wish you were already here. You could come. Sure. The little red hair sister, yeah, she's coming right now to visit. Her and James. It's like an 8-hour drive. Oh, this weekend.
Yeah, next Sunday.
No, they're leaving next Sunday. They're doing Sunday to Sunday. So, I'm like, yeah. She's bringing some clothes. I always sewed her clothes. I need to alterations. So she's bringing clothes.
So she's bringing
Clothes so I can sew. I always sewed her clothes.
Okay, good.
She's home, and she's doing better.
Okay, for those of you who haven't noticed, we're experiencing technical difficulties. And of course, all the people who are familiar with the equipment are sitting at home watching this. Okay? This mic does not taste good. What we're doing now, our laptop came up with a wonderful little thing from Microsoft that won't let us do anything until we get a code that they will email to Reverend Roke. So, Michelle went home to get her laptop, which we're going to patch into our system, and judging from how everything else has been set today, it could be interesting. Someone came in and turned off every switch there is on our PA system that is set up to be turned on and off with one switch. So we had to find all of them that were off. We still can't make this one work. Okay. So, any announcements that are going to be made will be done through the handheld mic. Obviously, I'm just filling in here while Michelle's getting everything set up. And then we'll have to make sure that we've got the right tracks for the audio set in.
Where are you going to put it?
Right there.
We need to move that plan.
Okay.
Can somebody help me with that plan over?
I'll move the plan.
It's all right, so.
Plant. Walk. You just have to know how to handle it. This is what the choir does when we're not singing. Everything. You got it set up? Okay. This will take just a minute to get these. So if you're at home watching this, I don't have any more material really prepared, but I could tell the story about, no.
If you go to YouTube at home, you can get this directly.
Okay.
No, it's not available until 1 o'clock.
I was watching it at home.
You were?
Yes.
They must have made it available earlier, because they told us.
Okay. If you go to YouTube, if you're at home, you can watch the service now, according to Jim O'Neill, but you'll miss out on the wonderful stuff that goes on here, like joys and sorrows and a chance to send money. And we don't want you missing that. Because otherwise we'll just have to shake down everybody, get everybody here to donate more than usual before we let them out. Admission is always free. Getting out's the expensive part. That's how I do all of my concerts when I'm playing trumpet. I let them in for free. The longer they stay, the less they have to pay. It's an incentive. What you got? The next thing we're going to have to check is to make sure the sound is going to go through from the projector. Okay. I don't remember which tracks those are on, so just a second. This is the big advantage of the Church of Christ. They don't like any electronic stuff. They use microphones, but they don't have live music. They don't have these things. And I'm going to tell you a funny story from a church I used to go to back in Fort Worth. We were a Disciples of Christ was the name of the denomination. We called ourselves simply a Christian church. That's pretty bland. But we had a church in town, a Church of Christ, that had a fire. And they needed a place to perform a wedding ceremony. And the Jewish synagogue near them that had been letting them do their Sunday services there needed it at the same time as their wedding. So they came to our church. And we had a fellow in charge of facilities that had a pretty twisted sense of humor to start with. But I'll never forget Lloyd Burns. He was talking to the people and he was telling them where everything was. He says, okay, the key to the organ is we don't have live music. Jesus didn't have live music. We don't use live music. I said, okay. They went through everything he offered them. They said, we don't use that. Jesus didn't have that, so we don't use it. So here's a podium with all this stuff and a big cabinet that's got things you can see in there. Among them was the lavalier mic. It was the next thing the man asked for. He says, do you have a lavalier mic? And he says, Jesus didn't use a lavalier mic, so we don't have a lavalier mic. And he locked the cabinet and left. He was just getting tired of being preached to. So, we're not supposed to do that, but there's that urge. The best story I have from that church, though, was we were University Christian Church, because cleverly we were next door to Texas Christian University, which had the Bright School of Divinity. So we had about 15 ministers in our congregation at all times. But we were doing a fundraiser. Okay. Hang on a second. You might have to come from the sound here. Oh, can you come over there? That's what the sound is.
Now, since we're getting late started and service, they said is gonna be an hour and 20 minutes. I'm gonna look at the order of service, and I'm probably gonna fast forward through some things, maybe some music or something. I'll look and see.
I can't read the phones to see
It's up there.
what it is. It's all yeah. I'll have to go back to track on my glasses there. Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna work on that. I'm gonna finish that story real quick. We had a meeting, we were raising funds and all, and they were asking about getting new members in our church. And there was a woman who was always very active in our church, but her husband went to University Baptist Church, which was 2 blocks away. Somebody says, "Your husband ever going to come to this church?" And her response was quite simply, "Oh no, I'll never make a Christian out of him." So, enough political humor for the moment about religion. We will now go on to see if we can find the right channel.
Source search, either video, USB, or So let's just have coffee. And let's just talk about spiritual things. Sorry.
Thanks for trying. And it is available on YouTube.
We're gonna go get some coffee.
It is on YouTube streaming. You can just search for UUA General Assembly Sunday Service and you can watch it that way. Sorry.
When it was a
Lemonade
church,
out of some lemons, right.
it was a church. Okay?
Maybe if I left the room, it would work.
Oh, Mary Ann.
Let's go get coffee.
We are all together.
Right, right. That's what's important. Thank you guys for trying.